like millions of you, are still buzzing from Sir Lewis's historic win, following an epic battle at Silverstone, in the British Grand Prix. It was uplifting to see him end a period of 2.5 seasons, and 55 races without a win, since his 104th victory, and 8th title, were stolen from him in Abu Dhabi, 3 years ago. Along with breaking the record for the most wins at the same circuit, with his 9th at Silverstone, he also broke the records for the most wins, and most podiums, as he became the first driver to win a race after 300 starts, and the oldest F1 race winner of the 21st century. With all these accolades, one would rightly have expected his team and their team principal, with their reputation for freak-out parties, a la Abu Dhabi 2021, to have been celebrating ecstatically, but alas, that was not the case. But before setting out how Toto's public reaction to SLH's historic win at Silverstone reaffirmed the accusations of sabotage, which rose to such a crescendo that he was forced to deny them recently, we invite those of you who haven't yet done so to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification icon to be notified when the next video is uploaded. To recall, it was just a few weeks ago during the Spanish Grand Prix weekend that Toto announced that he had cried wolf to the Northamptonshire police, in a futile effort to get them to put their job of protecting the public aside, to chase shadows on his behalf. With outrageous sophistry, he and his media acolytes attempted to shut down the sabotage accusations by claiming that Sir Lewis's 3rd place at that race somehow disproved them. Several of his media acolytes produced headlines attempting to explain that Toto was unhappy with Sir Lewis's 3rd place on the podium and George's 4th place, because he expected more from the updates that they had brought to the race. But what they inadvertently revealed was Toto's dissatisfaction with Sir Lewis beating George, despite all the sabotaging they were doing. If the result had been the other way round, you can bet your bottom dollar that Toto would have been well pleased. Nevertheless, despite the denials, the sabotage accusations continued to rise, as brainless people like us, who have zero respect for him, continue to provide evidence of Toto's bitterness. As some of you may recall, from our previous video on how SLH blocked Toto and George in Spain, the Mercedes-AMG F1 homepage chronicling his 3rd place at the Spanish Grand Prix featured the headline image of George's car ahead of his. Can't help but wonder why Mercedes would have chosen this image, but I think that is a question that would resonate better if asked in the style with which our comrade James Atkins poses questions to the likes of Andrew Benson.
Why is that Andrew Benson, the BBC's chief Formula One writer?
Never mind, back to the anonymity of AI. This was the race where George had that rocket start from 4th, which put him into the lead, and may explain his DNF at Silverstone, 2 races later. So, the Mercedes homepage provides ample evidence of Toto's bitterness and ill intent towards SLH, and that is why we have started recording it. As fate would have it, after the pain in Spain, came the joy in Austria, where Toto's cup runneth over, as George won the race and SLH finished a lowly 4th. The Mercedes F1 homepage again provided ample evidence that this was a result that Toto was well pleased with. He could be pictured doing his crouching Toto, hidden camel toe stance, as he posed alongside George for the official team photo celebrating victory in Austria. Well, roll on to the following race win at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, and where is the victorious team principal, performing his crouching Toto, hidden camel toe stance, with the winner, in the official team photo celebrating victory in Silverstone? Yes folks, where is Toto? Where is the beaming tin god, who in front of the TV cameras, had described the victory that he had promised, as a fairy-tale ending? Why, when the TV cameras were absent, was he not by SLH's side, as this photo that he knew would capture this fairy-tale moment for eternity was being taken? This is what one would have expected, after all the virtue signaling that Toto had done, in front of every camera or microphone that he had faced. We are yet to come across any images of Toto embracing, congratulating, or beside Sir Lewis after his historic win, so if you have, please let us know. There are certainly no such images on the Mercedes-AMG F1 website. Now why is that? Why did the first edition of the Mercedes-AMG F1 homepage, the morning after the historic Sunday, feature a headline image of George Russell's Austrian victory from the previous week? Was it because the images covering the articles on Sir Lewis's historic victory were not as striking as those of George posing at the Austrian circuit? Or could it be that George's second career race win overshadowed all the records that Sir Lewis broke alongside his 105th race win? We don't know, guys, so if anyone can shed some light on why, on the day after Sir Lewis's historic victory at Silverstone, Mercedes-AMG F1 would headline their homepage with George's second win the week before, please do so in the comments section. Perhaps you can also shed some light on why Mercedes later produced an updated version headlining Sir Lewis's victory, but kept more references to the previous race in Austria than they had been doing in the past. We are somewhat reminded of James's critique of our mutual hero, Andrew Benson, the chief BBC F1 writer. In his usual cutting style, James pointed out that Benson's article, commemorating Sir Lewis's historic victory, was more of an elevated and barely disguised tribute to Max Verstappen. In much the same style, the Mercedes homepage seems to be primarily focused on giving as much praise and prominence to George as possible, while diminishing Sir Lewis as much as possible. But of course, when you enter the Mercedes-AMG F1 shop, they have no problems giving SLH his due. All of a sudden, they have no desire to elevate George and diminish SLH. I wonder why. Can anyone explain why Toto Wolff is featured modeling in the shop? Perhaps this emperor has come to believe his own lies. Anyway, it is abundantly clear from the way they are running their website that Toto is looking for every opportunity to throw some shade at SLH. The website managers are not doing these things randomly, they are acting on someone's instructions, and we all know that the buck stops with the team principal. These are part of the issues that the whistleblower touched upon in their email, about the systematic sabotaging of Sir Lewis and his mental health, that got Toto so rattled. Well, systematically downgrading or downplaying his achievements can negatively impact his mental health, given the years of loyal service and commitment that he has given to the team. Apart from which, having some staff engaged in denigrating Sir Lewis makes for a toxic work environment, which will continue to encourage whistleblowing. Toto Wolff may think he is being sly with the way he's moving against Sir Lewis, but what he's doing is inadvertently documenting himself making dog whistles to incite his followers against the GOAT, while claiming plausible deniability, a bit like what Donald Trump attempted to do with the Capitol rioters. It didn't work for Trump then, and it's not going to work for Toto now.